Hello guys and welcome back to Hey Manager with me Alex today, and we are back to the FPL ones to watch. And today we've got the defenders. We're going to go through all the defenders that I think you should be putting into your side. Now I've got 5 defenders for you who I think are going to be key for your side. So let's get into the action. First of all, let's have a look who we're going to go with. It's going to be Malo Gusto. So the news has just come out today that Reece James has unfortunately got another hamstring injury, and Malo Gusto has been playing pre-season. James has he's been playing mostly left back actually, Gusto, just because James is playing that right back role. James has played a little bit in that central midfielder role. He didn't look very fit. He didn't look sharp. He looked like a bit slow, especially against Real Madrid when Reece James played against Vinicius Junior. Just looked a bit worse for wear. He didn't look ready to come back, and it's such a shame because he's got so much talent. But in his place, Malo Gusto will be playing now. Last year, he only had 19 game starts, but he got 6 assists and 5 clean sheets, which is pretty decent. 4 expected goal involvements, or 4.4, and then 10 bonus points. Now, he is 5 million. I think that is because of Reece James's injury. They probably preempted it, did the FPL gods who do deem these values. But I think last year, Chelsea were all right. They managed to find a bit of stability. Now, the new manager, he's coming from Leicester. He likes to play the 4. I think he likes to play off like a 5 at the back sort of system. But he's very similar, a 4-2-3-1, quite similar to the likes of, when Pochettino was there. But yeah, Malo Gusto, he's there now. I think he's going to be pretty good for putting into your teams. Now, they do have Man City at home for the first game of the season. Now, you probably want to keep him out of the squad for that. But then going after that, you look like the likes of Wolves and Crystal Palace. Wolves, I don't think, are going to be as strong this year. Crystal Palace, again, they could be pretty good, but Chelsea at home, you'd be expecting them to do something with that game. So there's quite a few opportunities for clean sheets in the first 8 or 9 games for Chelsea, if you look at their fixtures. So Malo Gusto is the pick for me. Pretty good going forward, always there to sweep up the ball. He likes to make that overlapping run and then cut into the back post. But I think this year, Malo Gusto will be doing pretty well to be in that side. So next up on the list, we do have the man himself, Konsa, Ezri Konsa and Goyo. So to me, you've got to pick him. You have to pick him. I don't get how you can't. Mings, I don't think really gets into the side anymore. Diego Carlos has just been sold. You've seen the likes of Matson come in. Matty Cash is playing down that right-hand side. Digne is probably going to be left out. I think the centre-back partnership next year, it's going to be Konsa and Pau Torres, which is a very strong 2, with Matty Cash on the right and then Matson on the left. That's how I see Aston Villa lining up now. Konsa, he looks brilliant. He looks absolutely brilliant. He was brilliant at the Euros. Last year, he had 35 game starts, so he's obviously favoured by Emery. But Aston Villa have a brilliant start to the season as well. It's away from home to West Ham to start off with, who are pretty difficult to play, I reckon, this year. West Ham, again, I think a dark horse. I think they're going to get European football this year, West Ham. But clean sheet 7 for them. For Konsa last year, 1 assist. He's not really going to go forward. He's not going to do much, but I think for 4.5 million to get into that Aston Villa defence, he is fantastic. 3.57 expected goal involvements, which isn't very high, but 7 bonus points, that's going to elevate this year, I think. 2.6 points per match, 91 points overall. He's selected by 18.4% of people so far of the time I made this graphic, probably more at the moment, but he has really, really shone in the last few years. I think Konsa has to be in your side. He's so good going forwards as well when he does. And I think defensively he's absolutely sound. So he's going to be the first choice. I think his first choice centre back. Pau Torres is brilliant, but I think his first choice centre back for Aston Villa. Next up, a bit of a rogue one that probably none of you know about, that I've actually shown in my side, and I think he's a great pickup. Leif Davis. Now, Leif Davis last year in the Championship, 43 game starts, 18 assists, expected goal involvements of 13.2. I've got these stats from FB Ref, because obviously the Championship isn't covered by the FPL. Well, he's selected by only 3% of players. Now, they do have a difficult first 2 games, Liverpool, Man City, but after that, a few nice fixtures for them. They've got the likes of Fulham and Brighton, Southampton. They play Villa at home, which might be a nice game for them. Everton and Brentford, and Leicester and West Ham all to follow. So I think, if Ipswich can hit the ground running now, I've got the faith in Kieran McKenna, the ex-coach from Manchester United, who's done so well with Ipswich last year. There's a reason they finished so high up in the league. The Leicester had a brilliant year. They've lost Dewsbury Hall, the likes of that. They've lost a manager. Ipswich, they've gone up, automatic promotion. They've come up, and now Leif Davis, he's going to prove himself. I think he plays a little bit more of like a left wing back, but they do play like a 4-2-3-1, but he gets forward a lot. They do have players that are going to sit deeper, so you've got your two CDMs that push outwards and cover like your fullbacks for when they go overlap on the left-hand side. Amari Hutchinson on the left-hand side, he's got a permanent like that role. The way they're going to play next year, I think it's just perfect for Leif Davis. And to be honest with you, the amount of assists, his delivery is brilliant. He'll be on free kicks, indirect free kicks, he'll be on them. I think he'll be absolutely fantastic to pick up next year for 4.5 million. Leif Davis, he's going to get a lot of goal involvements, I feel. I can feel it already, and I think for 4.5 million, he's a great steal. So that's one for them. Next up, I wanted to weigh into the Crystal Palace defence, and who better than Tyrick Mitchell? Now, Tyrick Mitchell, 37 game starts last year, 3 assists, 10 clean sheets, an expected goal involvement of 3.66, 10 bonus points, and his ICT index, his influence on that back line, Guehi, Anderson, Mitchell, those 3 are set. They're definitely set. You're not going to get anyone else coming in. But Tyrick Mitchell, he's got to go into my side. 5 million. He's going to pick up clean sheets here and there. The first few games, Brentford, West Ham United, I think, Tyrick Mitchell, if you're not getting him in, it's a bit of a worry, really. They've got a difficult few games. They've got Manchester United, for example, Chelsea, Liverpool in the first 8 or 9 games. But I think they've got quite a few nice home fixtures where you think, you know what, Mitchell could get a few points in there. Now, for 5 million, that could all change. Yeah, Anthony Robertson's of the world that we might discuss later. He might be a nice pickup as well. You've got other players out there that I think could sort of fit that role a little bit better. Like if you want to go for a Fulham, you want to go for maybe a West Ham defender that might get forward this year with how they like to play football. You've got to really read the room. I think Mitchell's a decent way of getting into that back 4 without getting your Andersons and your Guehis who aren't going to pick up like assists. Maybe the odd goal, but not as many assists as you might think. So yeah, I think Mitchell for me is going to be a bit of a license to go forward. The way Crystal Palace will set up this year, I think they're a bit more defensively sound. We saw in the second half of the season. I think Mitchell's a steal. And then the last one. Now, I've been the biggest advocate for this man. Even during the Mourinho era when everyone called him fat, everyone thought he was awful. Luke Shaw, I think if this man stays fit, now there's a pattern to Luke Shaw's way of life. It's to play about 2,700 minutes, which is around about 30 odd starts, right? And then get injured. And then have a year where you play 1,500 minutes. And then, again, you'll play absolutely out your skin. You'll have a season, 5 assists, 7 goal involvements. You'll be brilliant, absolutely outstanding. And then get injured and play, 15 games, 12 games. And then again, it's happened year on year. You look at it, at 18-19 season, you got 91 points. The 19-20 season, 67 points on 1,700 minutes. Then again, 2021, 124 points, 2,600 minutes. The season after, 2021-22, 46 points, 1,600 minutes. Then 22-23, 30 starts, 124 points, 2,500 minutes. Unbelievable. Last year, 12 starts, 31 points, 900 minutes. So I think this year, he's only selected by so few players. Like 5.4% of people have selected him. I think Luke Shaw is a knock-on favourite. He's got to start. We saw in the Community Shield that they did play Martinez at that left-back role. I think it's because Luke Shaw was at the Euros. They're letting him have an extended leave. I think Luke Shaw comes in. You're going to see Luke Shaw, Martinez, Maguire, and probably Dalot for the first game of the season. They've just signed De Ligt and Mazraoui, so we're going to see probably a transfer into them. De Ligt, does he take Maguire's place? I don't know. He picks up a little bit of a knock, but I think you're going to have to at least have a bit of time just to settle in. They're going to announce them on Monday, and then obviously they've got the game on Friday. Is there enough time in them 5 days to let De Ligt come in, let Mazraoui come in, take the places of the other players in hand? I don't think so. Luke Shaw for me, he's nailed on. 5 million. His goal involvement's about 7 when he's fully fit. He's going to get clean sheets. I can see it. I can just see it. They played so well against Manchester City. I mean, Haaland didn't have a sniff. I mean, Oscar Bob played very well, but the likes of McAtee, they didn't have De Bruyne came on, but they managed to really compress that Manchester City side, which was quite interesting, especially with the technical ability of your Oscar Bobbs, your Bernardo Silvas. Pelistri played at right back at one point, which was strange. But yeah, I think Manchester United look solid defensively. I mean, there's no bias there. I know I'm a United fan, but I think they look pretty strong defensively, and the work off the ball has improved. You saw them pressing the front line. It was interesting. There was no Højlund. You're having to play Fernandes and Mount, who plays like a 2 up front almost, back to back with each other. It's strange. But I think defensively, they look pretty good. I don't think Casemiro really complements Mainu too well. I think we do need like your Ugartes, someone a bit younger. So Casemiro just seems a little bit past it. But Luke Shaw, for me, he's going to cover that left-hand side with Martinez very well. And then if you look at the likes on the right-hand side with maybe Maguire, maybe like Mazraoui and your Dallows, they're going to cover them pretty well as well. They just need to increase that. You know, if you get your Euros in, that'll be brilliant if you can play him when he comes back. And then Mazraoui as well. Delit, even get him into the side. That'll be very interesting. So, yeah, Luke Shaw is the final one from me today. So I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, as ever, please leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and I'll be bringing you the midfielders and my final draft on Wednesday, probably Wednesday night, maybe Thursday night. I'll bring it to you live and we'll see how we do. And honestly, I'm looking forward to the season. It's going to be such a good season. The FPL has been really hyped up this year. We've got 4 million odd players. I think it's 4.5 million players since the last time I actually had a look. Wow, absolutely mental. There's total players. I will be looking to try and do well this year, and let's just see how we perform. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you in the next one. From me, Alex, have a great day. Ciao.